This is PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube.
Hello and welcome to PSN Newsrun. Our top stories: Presidency, CAN in war of words over alleged Christian genocide. DSS warns of imminent ISWAP attacks in Ondo, Kogi. On the foreign scene, China surpasses US as Germany's largest trading partner amid shifting global trade ties. Tension have flared between the presidency and the Christian Association of Nigeria after CAN accused the government of ignoring what is called the genocide of Christians in parts of the country. Here's Joycelyn with details.
Tensions has erupted between the presidency and the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, following allegations of targeted violence against Christians in parts of the country. CAN accused the government of ignoring what it described as coordinated killings of Christians in the North and Middle Belt, warning that ongoing attacks could deepen fault lines across faith and communal lines. In response, the presidency of Nigeria rejected the claims as false, inflammatory, and reckless, asserting that the government treats all security challenges without religious discrimination. The statement was released through one of the presidency's spokesperson, underscoring that multiple officials now speak for the office of the president. Security analysts say the exchange highlights Nigeria's sensitive religious divide and the need for credible action rather than statements. With that backdrop, the government is reportedly preparing fresh faith and security talks to restore dialogue. Amid rising accusations and denials, the pressure is mounting on the government to move from response to result addressing real grievances before rhetoric further inflames tensions. Joycelyn Ella Keche, Ada, PS News.
The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has warned food vendors across Nigeria to stop using harmful chemicals and unsafe practices, saying such actions pose serious risk to public health. Emanuela filed in this report.
The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, has issued a sharp warning to food vendors nationwide to desist from using harmful chemicals and unsafe food handling practices, citing rising threats to public health and market integrity. At a recent sensitization campaign in Kano, FCCPC's Executive Vice Chairman, Olatunji Bello, represented by Dr. Nkechi, highlighted alarming trends including the forced ripening of fruits with calcium carbide, a chemical containing arsenic and phosphorus. Bello asserted that such practices not only endanger lives but also erode consumer trust and undermine the integrity of our food system. In earlier warnings, the Commission pointed to adulteration of palm oil, contaminated meat, and unsafe grains as major concerns across food supply chains. The FCPC emphasized its collaboration with agencies like National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, to enforce food safety laws, shut down non-compliant operators, and prosecute offenders. Food vendors are now under notice. Failure to adhere to hygiene standards, accurate labeling, and safe processing may invite swift sanctions. With consumer safety and market trust at stake, the FCPC's warning marks a turning point, one where adherence to food safety practices may determine the future of vendors and the fate of consumers alike. Ella Okechukwu, PS News.
A tense situation is rising across Ondo and Kogi State as the Department of State Services (DSS) issues a fresh alert over alleged plans by ISWAP terrorists to launch coordinated attacks.
Nigeria's intelligence agency, the Department of State Services, has issued a fresh security alert over plans by the Islamic State in West Africa province, ISWAP, to launch coordinated attacks in Ondo and Kogi states. The DSS, in an internal memo to security agencies, warned that the terror group is mobilizing its fighters and logistics for assaults targeting key public places, government installations, and crowded areas in both states. Security operatives have since intensified surveillance around strategic locations, including transport hubs and places of worship. Sources within the agency said the alert followed credible intelligence reports tracing ISWAP movements within forest belts linking the north-central and southwest regions. The group, which has been behind several deadly attacks in recent years, is reported trying to expand its footprint beyond the northeast. The DSS has urged residents of Ondo and Kogi to remain vigilant, report suspicious activities, and cooperate with law enforcement agencies. Analysts warn that the renewed threat highlights the shifting nature of terrorism in Nigeria, calling for stronger interagency collaboration and community policing. As security forces ramp up operations, the coming weeks will test how effective Nigeria can preempt and neutralize this emerging ISWAP threat beyond its traditional strongholds. Daniel Okejeme, PS News.
China has overtaken the United States as Germany's biggest trading partner, marking a major shift in global trade dynamics amid rising tariffs and growing economic tensions between Washington and Berlin. Joycelyn is on the international desk.
Germany's trade map is changing between January and August 2025. China overtook the United States as Germany's top trading partner, according to official figures, highlighting shifting global economic dynamics. New data from Germany's Federal Statistical Office revealed that total trade with China reached £163.4 billion in the first 8 months of 2025, narrowly surpassing the £162.8 billion traded with the US during the same period. The reversal follows a drop in German exports to the US, down 7.4%, largely attributed to US tariff hikes on German cars, machinery, and chemicals under the Trump administration's trade policies. Meanwhile, German imports from China rose 8.3% to $108.8 billion, despite a 13.5% fall in German exports to China. Economists warn that while the headline figure may show China back on top, underlying concerns loom large, such as increased German dependence on Chinese imports, allegations of dumping and shrinking export volumes. A strong euro and deepening geopolitical tensions are also dampening Germany's outlook. German business groups are calling for a shift, a red flag, pointing to the country's vulnerability amid global trade reconfigurations. Meanwhile, corporate Germany is already grappling with reduced US market access and an accelerating pivot eastwards. As China reclaims the lead in one of Europe's most influential economies, Germany faces a new era of trade strategy, one where diversification, competition, and strategic alignment will matter more than ever. Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada, PS News.
And with that sport, we wrap up this episode. I am Uluwatosin Deba. Good evening.
You just watched PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is your trusted voice for news that matters. Subscribe, like, share, and stay informed.